Here are the 10 dirtiest countries in the world. Not in order. Let's start off with number 1. India, the smog-cloaked giant. Imagine stepping into a city where the air itself feels like a burden. This is Delhi, the capital of India, a country that stands as a titan on the global stage but bears the weight of its own ambition. Here, the skies are rarely clear, shrouded in a thick, gray smog that clings to your skin, seeps into your lungs, and clouds your thoughts. Delhi's streets, once vibrant and full of life, are now choked with vehicles that spew poisonous fumes. The air quality is so poor that on some days, breathing feels like smoking a pack of cigarettes. The smog isn't just a nuisance, it's a silent killer, responsible for countless deaths each year. But the air isn't the only thing that's suffering. India's rivers, including the sacred Ganges, are drowning in filth. What was once considered holy is now a toxic brew of industrial waste, untreated sewage, and religious offerings. Pilgrims come to wash away their sins, but instead, they bathe in water that could kill them. The irony is as thick as the smog itself. In this land of contrasts, where ancient traditions meet modern chaos, the environment is paying the ultimate price. The question is, will India find a way to breathe again, or will it suffocate under the weight of its own progress? Number 2. Bangladesh, drowning in pollution. Now, let's move east to Bangladesh, a land of rivers, where water is both a blessing and a curse. As you enter Dhaka, the capital, the first thing you notice is the air. Heavy, thick, and almost tangible. The pollution here is relentless, a constant reminder that the cost of progress is often paid in human health. Dhaka's streets are alive with the hum of rickshaws, buses, and cars, all contributing to a cocktail of pollutants that turn the sky into a canvas of gray. The air is so bad that it stings your eyes and burns your throat. For the people of Dhaka, this is everyday life. They've learned to live with it. But at what cost? The rivers of Bangladesh, lifelines for millions, are choked with waste. Factories line their banks, spewing untreated effluents directly into the water. The once clear waters are now murky and toxic, home to nothing but disease. The rivers carry the poison downstream, spreading it like a plague through the countryside. In Bangladesh, the battle between man and nature is fierce, and nature is losing. The environment is on the brink, teetering on the edge of disaster. Will Bangladesh find a way to pull back, or is it too late? Number 3. Pakistan, the land of eternal smog. Our journey now takes us to Pakistan, a country where the air is thick with more than just history. Lahore, one of Pakistan's largest cities, is a place where the past and present collide in a haze of smog and dust. Here, the air quality is so poor that seeing the sun is a rare event. It hides behind a veil of pollution, casting the city in a perpetual twilight. Lahore's streets are filled with the sounds of life, honking horns, street vendors shouting, and children playing. But beneath the noise lies a silent threat. The air, laced with particulate matter, seeps into every corner of the city, infiltrating homes, schools, and hospitals. It's an invisible enemy, one that strikes without warning. But the air is just one part of Pakistan's environmental struggle. The Indus River, a lifeline for millions, is now a river of death. Untreated sewage, industrial waste, and agricultural runoff have turned its waters into a toxic stew. The fish are dying, the water is undrinkable, and the people who rely on it are getting sick. In Pakistan, the environment is under siege. The air is unbreathable, the water undrinkable, and the future uncertain. Will Pakistan find a way to clear the air and cleanse its waters? Or will it be consumed by its own pollution? Number 4. Nigeria. Oil, blood, and tears. From the smog-filled cities of South Asia, we now turn to Africa, where Nigeria, the giant of the continent, is fighting its own battle with pollution. The Niger Delta, one of the most oil-rich regions in the world, is also one of the most polluted. Here, the air is thick with the smell of oil, a constant reminder of the industry that sustains the country but destroys its land. Oil spills are common, turning once fertile land into barren wastelands. The rivers, once teeming with life, are now coated in a slick of black death. The people who live here, the ones who should be benefiting from Nigeria's wealth, are instead left to suffer the consequences. Their land is poisoned, their water contaminated, and their health compromised. But the oil isn't the only problem. Nigeria's cities, like Lagos, are drowning in waste. Garbage piles up on the streets, in the rivers, and on the beaches. The waste management system is overwhelmed, and the result is a country that is literally buried in its own trash. In Nigeria, the environment is being sacrificed on the altar of progress. The land is bleeding, the water is crying, and the air is suffocating. Will Nigeria find a way to heal? Or will it be forever scarred by the pursuit of oil and wealth? Number 5. China, the price of progress. Our journey continues to China, a country that has risen to global prominence, but at a tremendous cost. China's cities, like Beijing, are modern marvels, filled with skyscrapers, highways, and millions of people. But beneath the surface lies a dark secret, a secret hidden in the air itself. Beijing is a city where the air is more like soup than oxygen. The smog is so thick that on some days, you can barely see the person standing next to you. The pollution is a result of China's rapid industrialization, a byproduct of the factories that power the world's economy. But the price of this progress is paid in human health. The rivers of China tell a similar story. Once pristine, they are now tainted by industrial runoff, agricultural chemicals, and untreated sewage. The Yangtze, the Yellow, the Pearl, all of them are under siege, their waters turned into toxic wastelands. In China, the environment is caught in a struggle between growth and sustainability. The question is, can China find a way to balance the two, or will the environment be sacrificed in the name of progress? Number 6. Indonesia, a nation on fire. From the smog of China, we move to Indonesia, a country where the very earth is on fire. Every year, Indonesia experiences a crisis of epic proportions. Forest fires that burn out of control, turning the skies of Southeast Asia into a blanket of haze. The fires are often set intentionally to clear land for agriculture. But what starts as a controlled burn quickly turns into an inferno, consuming everything in its path. The smoke drifts across borders, affecting neighboring countries and turning the air into a toxic cloud. But the fires are just the beginning. Indonesia is also drowning in plastic waste. The country is one of the largest contributors to ocean plastic pollution, with rivers that carry millions of tons of trash into the sea every year. The beaches, once pristine, are now littered with debris, a stark reminder of the cost of convenience. In Indonesia, the environment is burning, drowning, and choking all at once. The land, the water, and the air are all under assault. Will Indonesia find a way to put out the fires and clean up its act, or will it be consumed by its own destruction? Number 7. Ethiopia, a land of lost forests. Next, we journey to Ethiopia, a country known for its rich history and stunning landscapes. But beneath its beauty lies a land that is slowly being stripped bare. Deforestation is a major issue in Ethiopia, where trees are cut down for fuel, construction, and agriculture. The result is a country that is losing its forests at an alarming rate. As the trees disappear, the soil begins to erode, washing away the very foundation of the land. Rivers that once flowed freely are now choked with silt, their waters muddy and polluted. The air, once fresh and clean, is now filled with dust, a constant reminder of what has been lost. In Ethiopia's cities, waste management is a challenge. Garbage piles up in the streets, creating breeding grounds for disease. The rivers, already burdened by silt, are further polluted by untreated sewage and industrial waste. Ethiopia is a land that is being stripped of its natural resources, its forests, and its clean water. Will it find a way to restore what has been lost, or will it be left with nothing but barren land and polluted rivers? Number 8. Afghanistan, the forgotten war. Our journey now takes us to Afghanistan, a country that has been ravaged by decades of war. But the battles fought here are not just between men, they are also between man and nature. Afghanistan's environment has been a casualty of war, its air, water, and land all bearing the scars of conflict. Kabul, the capital, is a city where the air is thick with pollution, a result of unregulated industrial activities and the burning of low-quality fuel. The air is so polluted that it poses a serious health risk to the city's residents, many of whom are already struggling with the effects of war. The rivers of Afghanistan, once clear and clean, are now polluted with sewage and industrial waste. The land, scarred by deforestation and soil erosion, is slowly losing its ability to sustain life. The environment, much like the people of Afghanistan, is struggling to survive in a land that has seen too much destruction. In Afghanistan, the war is far from over. The environment is fighting its own battle, one that is just as brutal and unforgiving. Will Afghanistan find a way to heal its land, or will the scars of war be too deep to overcome? Number 9. Haiti, the island of despair. From the war-torn lands of Afghanistan, we move to Haiti, an island nation that has seen its share of tragedy. Haiti is a country where the environment is on the brink, teetering on the edge of collapse. Deforestation has stripped the land bare, leaving it vulnerable to erosion and landslides. The once lush forests are now little more than memories, replaced by barren hillsides and scarred earth. The rivers of Haiti, once vital sources of life, are now polluted with garbage and waste. The water, once clear and clean, is now a murky, toxic soup. The people who rely on these rivers for drinking water are left with few options, forced to drink water that could make them sick. In the cities, waste management is a serious issue. Garbage piles up in the streets, creating a breeding ground for disease. The beaches, once pristine, are now littered with debris, a stark reminder of the challenges Haiti faces. Haiti is a country on the edge, its environment struggling to survive in the face of overwhelming challenges. Will Haiti find a way to pull back from the brink, or will it be consumed by its own despair? Number 10. Ghana, the Golden Coast tarnished. Finally, we arrive in Ghana, a country known for its rich culture and history. But beneath the surface lies an environmental crisis that threatens to tarnish the country's reputation. Ghana cities, like Accra, are drowning in waste. The garbage piles up on the streets, in the rivers, and on the beaches, turning the country's once beautiful landscape into a dumping ground. The rivers of Ghana, once clear and clean, are now polluted with industrial waste and untreated sewage. The water is toxic, unfit for drinking, and dangerous to those who rely on it. The fish that once thrived in these waters are now dying, their populations decimated by pollution. The air in Ghana's cities is also a concern. The pollution from vehicles, factories, and burning garbage creates a haze that hangs over the city, blocking out the sun and turning the sky gray. The air is thick with pollutants, posing a serious health risk to the people who live here. Ghana, the Golden Coast, is slowly being tarnished by pollution and waste. Will it find a way to restore its natural beauty, or will it be consumed by the very progress that was supposed to bring it prosperity?